How to raise children who grow into adults with self-control. How to raise children who have self-control is all what we are looking at today. If you take a look around you, you see that the level of distractions and temptations are no child's play. No wonder there is so much responsibility around. The other day, I was reading something on Facebook and I saw a video of a woman talking about a 14-year-old boy who impregnated two girls, one in his class and one in the lower class. Are you kidding me? There is no better time to learn how to raise children with self-control than now. The world won't stop for your child. Things won't stop happening because of your child. Temptations, distractions, in fact, they are increasing on a daily basis. So the best you can do is actually to begin to empower them from when they are small, so that when they grow up, they are faced with reality. The time they are independent, they are able, they are well empowered with skills to navigate the times they are. Remember, temptations, distractions come in different forms and they can be sabotaging. So today what you want to do with me is to take your pen and your paper and begin to note down helpful, effective strategies to build self-control in your children. Sustainable self-control that they will take into adulthood so that they'll be able to make the best of their lives. My name is Enimia Orebo and I'm a parent coach, I'm a children's coach, and I'm the lead coach at the Visionary Parent Academy, an academy where parents come together, craft their vision, and get empowered with practical tools to crush to get to their vision at the end of the day. Now, it's an academy that is open for registration till the middle of the year. So you want to join us and see what we are doing. We have a whole lot we are doing there, and I tell you, it is highly empowering. It is highly interactive. It's an academy that you really get into and you get highly blessed. So you want to leave a message and ask how you can join us in the Visionary Parent Academy. Now, this video is actually brought to you courtesy the Visionary Parent Academy. Let's start with a quick definition of self-control. Now, I'd say to teenagers that see, you have just less than 2 decades to actually to be a child and a teen. Yes, after then you have like 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 decades to be an adult. Now, the decision you make from now till you are 18 and a little beyond, it's going to greatly impact your adult life. Now, your adult life is the big picture. That is your destination. That is where you are going to. However, the seeds are planted today in your early childhood. So what you need to do is to be able to learn to plant the right seeds, so that when you get to that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or even more decades you are going to live as an adult, or in your independent years, you are going to have a life of fulfillment, a life of success, a life of happiness. So that is self-control. Me explaining to teenagers what self-control is ability for you to look beyond today, for them to look beyond today, for them to look beyond immediate gratification, for them to say no to today, because tomorrow is the bigger picture. Say no today because tomorrow is where they are going to. They know that whatever they do today is going to impact on their tomorrow. So self-control is the ability to resist the temptations of today. Is the ability to say no to the distractions of today. Why? Not just saying no to the distractions of today, but because there is a bigger picture to look for. There's a bigger thing they are actually waiting for. That is self-control. The ability to think about tomorrow and say no to the urge of today, to the temptation of today, to the distractions of today. That is self-control. Self-control, your children, your teens and your preteens can achieve a lot with their life. They can live a more fulfilling life. It simply means that they can achieve their goals. If your kids set goals, they can achieve their goals, because the distractions, the temptations are going to come and they are going to be able to control themselves and say no to those things. So they are going to be able to achieve their goals, whatever goals they have set. If it's behavior goals, they are going to be able to achieve it. If goals about their emotional control, being able to control their emotions, they are going to be able to achieve it. Even academic goals, for example, they set goals to study, to improve their grades and all of that, they are going to be able to achieve it. So self-control is even not negotiable. Even peer pressure, when their peers are actually coming in, enticing them, they are going to be able to think the future, because self-control is all about thinking the future. They are going to be able to think the future, not wanting to just get swallowed in the present, in the urge to actually mix of go with the flow. No. So that's self-control. So if you are not being big on self-control, if you are not thinking big on self-control for your child, you need to think big on self-control. Yes, I know parents always say, oh, our parents didn't have to do so much and we turned out well. It's okay for it to turn out well. However, the times are so different. The distractions we have today are not the distractions our parents had years ago. There is so much going on now that is a great deal of distractions and temptations for our children, and self-control is one way they can actually navigate these times. I don't want this video to be too long because my videos are always long, so I want to go into some of the things that children actually do that show that they lack self-control. One is overspending, impulsive spending. You see children, they have money, people come to visit you, they give your child money, the next thing they are already thinking of what to buy with the money. It's already a sign of lack of self-control. Another thing is overeating. You see children, they are eating in between meals, eat every single time. It is a sign of lack of self-control. Sometimes they are not even hungry, they just want to eat. It's a sign of lack of self-control. Another sign is procrastination. A child who always procrastinates lacks self-control, because what they want to do, they just want to relax, they want to procrastinate. Sometimes they don't even have anything that they are doing, they just want to relax, they want to watch TV, or they want to put an important thing, pause it to attend to some things that are not so important. It's a sign of lack of self-control. And children who always interrupt others when people are talking, they're interrupting, they can't hold on, they can't wait for that person to finish saying what they are saying. They want to jump in. Yes, they have their thoughts, they have their point, is okay, it's fantastic. What they want to do is to pause and be able to wait that person deliver on their speech or on their deliver on what they are saying before they jump in. No, they won't even say excuse me, they just jump in. It's a sign of lack of self-control. We also have physical aggression. Children who easily hit, they throw things when they are angry and all of that. It can be a sign of lack of self-control. We have excessive screen time. Yes, they just want to be in front of television, watching television. They can't hold back that urge. It's a sign that your child lacks self-control. We have risky behavior. People are doing something, or they just see something, they don't even think, they just leap before they think. Is also a sign of lack of self-control. Yes, they can't regulate their emotions. Their emotions are always out of normal. You are wondering, excuse me, something just happened, and why are you so overly exaggerative of this kind of thing? It's not enough for you to react like this now. It's lack of self-control. We have children who can't wait. No, waiting is not their own. You ask them to queue, they cannot wait. They're always jumping a line. They don't want to wait for their turn. Is lack of self-control. You have children who disregard rules. Sometimes they don't have the patience to obey rules, to follow rules. It's an indication of lack of self-control. Then you have children also who talk non-stop. Yes, some children are talkative. I talk a lot. Some children are talkative, they talk non-stop. Yes, it's good. Talking can be a strength however, the child needs to be able to understand body language, know when to stop talking, know when the other person is not interested. Some children don't have this idea at all. I know for some children, they've not been taught these skills. They've not been taught conversational skills, so they don't understand it. For very many children, it is lack of self-control. Even when the person they are talking with wants to say something, they are not interested, they just want to keep talking and not stop. So excessive talking can be also lack of self-control. You also have children who don't know how to manage their time. They don't know how to manage their time. They're not using their time productively. They let play, learn on serious stuff, come in the way all the time. It's also a sign of lack of self-control. Difficulty following instructions is a sign of lack of self-control. Distracted behavior. Some children who are easily distracted, they can't stay still, they can pay attention, they can focus, they can follow instructions. It's also a lack of, it can also be influenced by lack of self-control. You have impulsive reactions. You see the way they react impulsively. They're not able to pause a bit. They're not able to control how their emotions, they just react. Something happens, they are reacting without being able to pause and think and go and weigh what is going on. It is lack of self-control. We have children who lack empathy. Oh yes, empathy. That is definitely a lack of self-control. If your child is able to control themselves, when something happens, they're able to put themselves in the other person's shoes and say, okay, maybe give an excuse for the person, be kinder to the person. But most times they are not able to do that because they do not have self-control. Lying and dishonesty is also a sign of lack of self-control. Sometimes you see children, they lie, they can't control themselves. I used to have someone living with me, and I always say, even when saying the truth will get her out of trouble, she'd rather lie because she's been so programmed to lie. So she will not be able to pause to say, okay, maybe I will say the truth is actually better in this situation. No, she's not able to pause and think through. She just goes on lying. It's lack of self-control. We have other people, excessive gaming, excessive social media use for children. They can control it. Is lack of self-control. You not being able to resolve conflicts amicably is also a sign of lack of self-control. They're always over the place, always fighting, always yelling. They can't pause and think, okay, let's resolve this conflict amicably, let's have a win-win situation. No, it's because they cannot control themselves most of the time. You see adults doing it. You see, actually back then in Lagos, see people driving, and sometimes when you come them, you are wondering, why are you fighting? Your car did not hit his car did not hit your car, so why are you fighting? They can't control that immediate anger they feel. How dare you, and they are all fighting. Is lack of self-control. It happens in children a great deal. They too cannot control the emotions they feel when something happens, and so they react like that. Staying organized is another thing. When children, they just have the impulse, have things, they can't put things where they are meant to be. They can't just control the auto, just drop it and walk away. It's also lack of self-control. When the child has more self-control, they are able to stay organized. Another one is accepting feedback. For very many children, they cannot accept feedback. You are telling them, okay, this thing you did is not right. They are not happy about it. They are so angry about it. Even when the feedback is constructive, even when the feedback is polite and not supposed to annoy them or something, they can't just take it. It's because they cannot control themselves. Because if they're able to control themselves, they'll realize that, okay, this is actually not it's actually for my own good. Now these are some of the behaviors your child will put up that that, hey, I need to buckle up on self-control. I need to have a plan, a deliberate structure, and I need to be big on self-control in my parenting. Now let's look at practical ways to actually help your child learn to control themselves. In order to raise children who can control themselves, the first thing you want to do is delay gratification. Now, before I go into delay gratification, again, this is Parenting with Enime Orebo, and my name is Enime Orebo. Like I said, I'm the lead coach at the Visionary Parent Academy, and I want to officially invite you to come and join us in our Parenting Academy and transform your parenting. We do a lot there, and I guarantee you results there as long as you take action. So if you are new to this channel, yeah, welcome. It's good to have you here. You are certainly in the right place if you are looking for parenting solutions. What you want to do is to relax, take your pen, take your paper, take your popcorn, take your Coca-Cola, and go through our channel. Go through and submerge yourself in our transformational parenting masterclasses. Then you want to subscribe. You want to like, you want to share especially to bless other families. You want to share on your statuses, you want to copy the link and you share on your statuses, on your stories. You want to share on your children's school platform. You want to share to the parents in your church community. You want to share in your luminary community. You want to share your Facebook groups and everywhere you belong, so that you can bless other parents. Most especially if you have a question about your child or anything, you want to leave it in the comment section. We'll be glad to take it. And And finally, you want to follow me on all social media platforms. I am Enimie Orebo. So let's go into how to empower your child with that self-control skill, so that in the face of temptation, in the face of distractions, your child is standing tall and saying, no, my tomorrow is greater than my today. Now, the very first thing you want to do if you want to raise children who will have self-control is to explore delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is very important in parenting. See, there are needs and there are wants. There are times you don't give your children things and it will not kill them. There are things you don't even give them. It is not every time your child asks for something you give your child. See, and then you deliberately create a system for delayed gratification. I have talked about this over and over again. If you follow my videos here, especially the old ones, you will see where I share my practical ways of teaching delayed gratification to my children. I remember some time ago on Facebook, somebody was saying, oh, our parents didn't have to do our parents didn't have to do XYZ and it doesn't matter. And someone was saying that, okay, some of the things our parents did then that we shouldn't be doing now is our parents will give you food and they will tell you, okay, don't eat the meat until you finish the food. And to her, nah, it was definitely a not so nice practice. And I said, see, these were the ways our parents taught us delayed gratification. They may not have been able to put a name to it because they may not have even understood what they were doing. Some of them, they just passed it to them from their father's father, and it's just the law. Children don't eat their food until they finish their meat. Adults can do that. It was just something like that. However, it was one of the ways they taught us delayed gratification. Yes, because for very many people, oh, the meat is sweeter, so they want to eat the meat quickly before any other thing. And your parent tells you or puts a law that says no, because it is not on every occasion that you cannot control your emotions. It's not on every occasion that you cannot control yourself. Now, when it comes to things that you cannot control yourself, your child cannot control himself or herself, it is where you put structure in place to help them learn to wait. Put structure in place to help them learn to wait. For example, your child is always interrupting. You want to put structure in place to help your child not to interrupt, to help them to be patient. And you tell your child that, okay, when I'm talking to someone and you come in to interrupt me, I'm not going to listen to you. When you come in, I'm going to see your face and I'm going to raise my finger up and say something like, okay, when I raise my finger up, just know that 2 minutes or 2 seconds, I'm going to attend to you. So you wait there. And in that 2 seconds or 2 minutes, I will attend to you. Your child will learn to wait. You are teaching them to wait. So other things, put structure in place. That thing that your child cannot wait to have. Is it snacks? Put structure in place. You cannot have snacks as, oh, you just want snack, you go and get it. No. You are going to have like 2 snacks a day, 1 snack a day, or you are going to have, before you have your snack, it's going to be like in the afternoon, 2 p.m. is when you have is your snack time. Or your snack is after meal. They are waiting. It is delayed gratification. They are waiting. Someone, like one of the things I do in my family till today is when my kids go out, they give them party packs, chewing gum and all of that. They don't eat it. They bring it home to show to their mom, to show to their dad, and have our approval before they eat it. It's not because they can't eat it on their own or there's anything, It is because we want them to be able to wait. They are seeing it, but they are resisting the urge to eat it. So they will just hold it, wait, and when they come, they show it to us. Oh, mom, I was giving XYZ where I went to, and I tell them, okay, pray over it and eat it. They could pray over it on their own and eat it on their own, but it is just a way of delaying, having them wait. So delayed gratification is very important. You want to look at your child. What is that thing that your child cannot wait to do? Like my older son, he absolutely loves meat. Oh, he loves it, and he can't always wait to eat his meat. So it's a law that everyone has to finish their food before meat, because that thing you love so much is what we are going to use to teach you how to wait. That is simply self-control. Ability for you to wait for tomorrow, which you are going to get a better reward than today. Tomorrow always gives a bigger result, more fulfillment. But however, the flesh is always weak, and the flesh cannot wait till tomorrow. So what you are teaching your child is for them to learn to wait till tomorrow. So what you want to do is to look for things they cannot wait for, They cannot wait to have, they cannot wait to enjoy, they cannot wait to explore. To teach them delayed gratification. Mealtime, your children cannot wait to jump into a meal. Tell them, okay, we have to pray. That few seconds of praying is them waiting before they dive into a meal. I always tell parents that, see, prayer is not just communication with God. It's a tool for a lot of other aspects of parenting. So teaching your children delayed gratification is the very first thing you want to do to raise children who can control themselves. Delayed gratification. You need to learn to wait in the face of temptations. You need to learn to wait in the face of distractions. Your child just needs to learn to wait. That is what delay gratification. Now, another thing you want to do is to set clear expectations. Many times parents just leave their children to start guessing, they don't even know what to do. Set clear expectations. Put your children down. Teach them what you expect them to do, how you expect them to respond in the face of situations. For example, I'm still talking about delayed gratification. Put rules and regulations on ground. When someone comes and visits and gives you money, you are not going to run off to it happens a great deal. I see this a great deal. Someone just comes and gives you money, and the next thing gives your child money, and the next thing they are running off to buy biscuits, to buy sweets. And they're hungry. They are not hungry, but they cannot just wait. So what you want to do is to put rules on ground, to define expectations. You don't do it like this. Like I use mine and party packs as an example. You don't go out. Even your teenagers, you need to put rules and regulations on ground. You don't wake up and say, oh, the first thing you are doing is you are going to the kitchen to eat. No, what happened in the night? There is a structure. Are you going to eat? Of course we are going to eat. But before you are going to have your meal, there must be X, Y, Z in place. Then you go and have your meal. Yes. And you see, oh, it's holiday. Parents say it's holiday. My child comes up to eat a meal at one time. Really? It is simply lack of self-control, because many times they are not hungry. They are not hungry. They are bored. So when they are bored, they are thinking of what to do. And one of the things they want to do when they are bored is to eat. It's not as if they are hungry, because in school, when they are in school, they don't eat at quick intervals. They don't eat every 30 minutes in school. They don't eat every 1 hour in school. But at home, they do that. It is always because they are bored. There's nothing to do. Which brings me to the next tool. Yes, teach them to problem solve. I was talking about they are bored. Yes, it's a problem. They are bored. They don't know what to do. You are not responsible for creating entertainment for them. You can direct them. Like in the Visionary Parent Academy, we have I'm board list. We have a couple of activities, quite a number of them that we suggest to our children. In my house back then in Lagos, I had it printed and it was put somewhere. We had a lot of activities, so they can go there and pick anyone they like and do it, to just kill that boredom, because we don't want to leave them in front of television from morning till night. So we find alternative to TV. So that's what this board list is for. So many times children go, oh, they are eating every split second. It is because they are bored. So what do you want to do? Teach them problem solving. You are bored is a problem. So what do you do? How do you fix it? So it's not eating that is fixing it. Go and look. It's boredom, right? It's not hungry. If I'm hungry, then I'm going to eat. That's the solution to hungry. But this one is boredom. What is the solution to boredom? Creativity. So go and find something to do. Become creative. Start thinking. Start drawing. Start making craft. Start coding. Start learning music. Start writing. Start reading. Just find something you do to kill that boredom. So teach your children to problem solve, because many times they actually are impulsive. They're not able to control their emotions. It is because they don't know what to do. A child is frustrated. Oh, they just throw the items away. They can't control themselves. Maybe a child is trying to fix a Lego, or trying to solve a puzzle, and they're not getting it. You just throw it away. They can't control that emotions, that frustration. So what you want to do, you want to teach them. You want to begin to teach them to problem solve. What are you feeling? I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling angry because of XYZ. So what do you want to do? Leads me to the next point. The next point is teach them to label their emotions. It begins from there. Like I was talking about, your child is frustrated, your child is angry. What does he want to do? He just wants to respond instantly, impulsively, without thinking, without being able to control himself. No, what you want to do is to let them understand that, hey, emotions, they are the major determinants of our behaviors, and we feel emotions every single time. When you feel certain emotions, what do you want to do? First of all, you need to understand the emotion you are feeling. Right now, I am feeling very angry. I'm angry because I'm frustrated. Anger is an emotion. You can either use it well or use it destructively. So the first thing you want to do is to tell yourself, okay, I'm angry right now. When you're angry, what do you do with the emotion of anger? It can be destructive. Imagine you just throw your item away and someone is coming, you don't even know the person is coming. You're going to hit someone and the person gets hurt, or you throw the item away, the item gets destroyed. So let's look at it. If the item gets destroyed, it's either you don't have an item again to use, and tomorrow you get bored, you don't have something to use, then you start being hungry, you start bickering with your siblings because you are bored, or mom or dad will have to find a way to replace it for you, and they are going to now take your money from your snacks or money from your XYZ to replace it for you. So you see, you have to talk to them about their emotions. They need to be able to understand their emotions per time. If you know what you are feeling, I'm frustrated right now because I'm angry right now because I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because I'm not able to feel this thing. Okay, anger is the emotion I'm feeling right now. If I'm not in control of myself, I'm going to let anger take charge of me. So what am I going to do? So this is how I'm going to be able to resolve this my anger. Okay, I'm angry right now because I'm feeling envious of someone. I'm envious because she's actually doing well in math, she's doing well in English, or she has nice stuff. I don't have nice stuff. So that kind of is making me angry, and I just feel like punching her. That is anger induced by envy. Envy is an emotion. Anger is an emotion. You help them understand, okay, envy can actually be good, envy can actually be bad. I can actually take advantage of envy for my own, for my own good, or I actually let it ruin me. So what I'm feeling right now is envy. So I cannot react on envy. Rather, I need to be able to take control. So teach your children to be able to label their emotions. When they understand the emotion they feel per time, it will be easy for them to control themselves. They understand, okay, why am I feeling this envy? For example, I'm feeling envious of this person because this person has better grades than I do. Okay, so who is the problem? Who is the problem? Is the person the problem, or I am the problem? You realize that the person has better grades because probably they put in better effort at studying. So what do I want to do? I also want to put in better effort so that I will have better grade. That is envy inspiring you to work harder, or you allow envy to destroy you, like the case we had in British Lekki International School back then. You remember the case as a parent? If you don't remember it, leave it in the comment section and I will give you the gist. So you need to teach your children to be able to label their emotions in the face of events. It will help them to be able to control themselves. As a parent, one of the things you want to do is to provide practice opportunity for your child. Many times parents do not provide practice opportunity for their children. No. Practice, they say, makes perfection. You need to provide practice opportunity for your child. Your child is frustrated over something. You are just grabbing it and you are solving it for them. No way. You are jumping in the way. You are over-parenting. Over-parenting leads to you raising children who are not in control of their emotions, who are not able to control their emotions. Many times we are jumping in the way. I have someone who said to me that, growing up, her spouse, when all he needed to do was to say, mom, I saw a fine bicycle today, and the mom is getting it the very next minute. She's placing an order. The mom had something running, so she had workers and all of that. Just send the worker, go and get this bicycle for my son. Really? So it's one of the things we do. Your child wants something. You don't provide it immediately. Give them the practice opportunity. Let them practice delayed gratification. Let them practice self-control. You want that thing, okay. If I thought you are going to get it, okay, let's look at it. Maybe next week we'll get it for you. Maybe let me earn some money, then we'll get it for you. That way, your child is waiting. Your child is waiting till next week. It is controlling that urge to have it now. No, but for very many parents, They don't give their children the practice opportunity. Your child is angry over something, they are running there to fix it. No. How will child learn to manage the emotions? Imagine you are telling your child that, okay, when you're angry, take a deep breath and all of that, and then your child is angry. Instead of you to actually wait for your child to practice what you've been telling your child, you are going there fixing it, finding that, okay, why are you angry, and solving it. No, you are denying your child practice opportunity. What you want to do is to give your child practice opportunity. Another thing I like to talk about is do the process. Yes, do the process. For very many things, the processes have been taken away. You know, now someone is hungry, just order for food and all of that. The process of having to buy food, prepare the food, cook and all of that, they are no longer in the picture. Those time that your child needs to be able to wait, they are no longer in the picture. There are very many things we can actually do on our own, do by ourselves. Your child wants snacks, you can say, okay, we are going to make the snacks by ourselves. The process, your child is experiencing the process. They are waiting. They feel like they are going on the road. They see, mommy, see ice cream. I love ice cream. It's okay, don't worry, we are going to make ice cream for ourselves in the house. Your child is waiting till weekend has come. Your child is saying, mommy, when is the ice cream going to be ready? By 2 p.m. Or, mommy, when are we going to make the ice cream? By 2 p.m. 2 p.m. you call your child, oh yeah, everybody come, let's start the ice cream. Yes, you are processes, let them experience the process. It is one way they are going to learn the delayed gratification. They are experiencing the processes. Process, don't take process away. Yes, sometimes it can be overwhelming, you are very busy, but just create time. It is why they say parenting is difficult. Parenting is sacrifice. It's indeed sacrifice, indeed difficult. So it is not every time you are just going to go for ready-made. Have your child go through the processes of a lot of things. That way they are going to learn to control their impulse, control the now urge, learn to wait. Now, another one I want to talk about is modeling. Model self-control. We cannot overemphasize the role of modeling in parenting. Whatever you want your child to learn, model it. You have a duty to actually model it. And you can model self-control. Your impulses, work on your impulses. There are so many parents, everything you see you want to buy. You are going with your child that every time you see something you want to buy. I remember when my kids were much younger back then in Lagos, one day my son said to me, there's a boutique along the road we used to take home. And one day my son said to me, mommy, you can never take your eyes away from this. Mommy can never take her eyes away from these beautiful clothes. He said it, and I said, whoa, really? I never realized that. So many times we are also very impulsive. We are not able to control ourselves. We are not able to control our urges, especially when our children misbehave. We are not able to control our reactions, and they are learning. They are watching us. They are learning from us. It's a way of life. So when they grow up and they learn is not to control themselves. So one of the things you want to do is actually to model it. Model self-control. There are parents also that eat indiscriminately. You don't have self-control. You are talking. You don't have self-control. Your child is talking. You cannot even wait for them, or your spouse is talking. You can't wait for them to finish saying, or you can't use the word excuse me. You just jump in. No self-control. You are not teaching them to control themselves. So what you want to do is to model it. Deliberately pay attention to yourself. Be conscious of yourself. Pay attention and model self-control, because your children learn a great deal from you. They learn what is acceptable and what is not by watching you. So model self-control because your kids are watching. Lastly, be patient. P for patience. Whatever you want your child to learn, you have to be patient. You have to create a structure. You have to be consistent. I call them the 3 Ps. Be patient, be persistent, and be prayerful. You have to be patient. Whatever you want your child to learn, you have to create a structure. Structure is what I mean by consistent. Structure is what consistency means in parenting. When you create a structure, you keep repeating it. It is what it is. It is what it is. If you say meat after meal, it is what it is. If you say when you are giving something, you show it to daddy and mom, it is what it is. If you say when I'm talking, you don't interrupt, you just let me know and I'll give you a signal when I want you to talk. It is what it is. Be consistent. You as a parent, be consistent in your control of yourself. In your self-control, be consistent also. In your modeling, be very consistent. In your expectations, be very consistent. In your whatever it is, be very consistent. Set the rules. Make sure the rules are something that are sustainable. Be consistent. They are sustainable, so follow them. Repeat them all the time. Repeat them. Live by them. Teach your children, your everyone to live by them. Everyone in your space must live by your rule. Deliberately create rules on self-control. Create rules, TV rules, meal rules, phone use rule, meal times rule, TV rules, phone use rules, communication rules. What rules do you think will help your children learn self-control? Sit down and think about it. I have a couple of rules in my house. I know there are 2 ways helping my children learn self-control. I talked about when someone gives them an item, they are going to wait for me or daddy to come before they are going to eat it if it's edible. Even if it's not edible, if someone buys them a football, for example, they are going to wait for us to come back and bless it and thank the person before they are going to play the football. That is a rule. I have another rule. You don't eat your meat until you are done with your food. Call me old school, but that's how much how much I'm putting structure in place, because I know what self-control actually means. Talking about television, of course, do you watch television? Fantastic, but there's a time for it. You just don't wake up and watch television. You look forward to it. You have other things you do, you put in place before it's television time. What about meal time? The same thing. We have other things you put in place before meal time. What about interrupting time? Of course, we have other things you put in place before you have a way you interrupt. You don't interrupt, people are talking, you actually wait to be signaled at. Some of the things we put in place. What about reacting? Your sibling annoys you, you want to be spontaneous. No, we have communication rules we put in place to just help them learn self-discipline, learn to be able to pause, learn to be able to actually think through, learn to be able to control their immediate need to respond, their immediate needs. And then we teach it every single day through storytelling, through movies, everything we can teach with this. We teach it at the end of the day. Again, be patient. It is the last thing I want to emphasize on. Be very patient. Once you start teaching your child anything, don't expect to get results today, tomorrow. You are definitely going to get results. If you are consistent, you are going to get results. If you have a structure that actually promotes that thing you want them to learn, you are definitely going to get results. Be consistent. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Enimie Orebo, and this is Parenting with Enimie Orebo. Like I said, do want to subscribe, share on your statuses, your stories, so everyone will benefit from here. Share to them, and also ask your questions in the comment sections, and I'm ready to take your questions. Then ask us how you can join the Visionary Parent Academy before we close for the year. If you close for the year, then you have to join us 2025 rather. So ask us how you can join, and we'll be glad to answer your questions. Thank you so much. Bye for now.